Hello guys, in 3 days from now I will defend my doctorate project. Probably if you are watching this video I must have defended. Okay, precisely I will defend on the 29th of August. So I might publish this on the, on the 30th, 31st, I don't know, but after 29th I'm gonna publish this video. So it's been a long journey. It's been, you know, uh, difficult, easy, ups and downs in general. Not an easy journey. Uh, but what is fascinating is how fast it happened. If I remember, I came in 2011. And sometimes when you tell people you came in 2011, they're kind of surprised. Oh, you've been here for a long time. But you don't feel that. It's just like this. It went so fast that you don't feel it, right? If you count the years, yeah, I've been here for a long time, over a decade, almost a decade and a half. And but the achievement has been great, and I've grown to a level that I never thought would happen in my life. But in general, the information I have gathered has been the main thing I think that makes me feel fascinated about studying here in Brazil. I studied for 5 years at the graduate level, 2 years at the master's level, 4 years and 6 months at the doctorate. Now, the 6 months at the doctorate were as a result of, some issues I had. Some were personal, and also the complexity of my studies. It wasn't possible to finish everything in 4 years. But all the same, I am really grateful for the support, people from this channel. I've used this channel actually as a therapy. To me, it helped me a lot because sometimes I go in there, I record the videos, I send them, I just feel great uh, seeing the comments and having people trying to talk to me and then telling me that, oh, my story is fascinating. They are inspired by some of the things I do, and I really feel happy. So I think living in Brazil has been something that developed me a lot. And I feel really happy to have reached this level of development and to share what I have constructed along these years, which is one of this channel that I created so that I can share my experiences and help people who intend to study here in Brazil in general. So at the moment, I am trying to construct my presentation. I'm using the PowerPoint, and I'm gonna show you guys. I'm using a dark brown background and a milk color. For those of you who don't know milk color, it's something like gray, not pure white. Yeah, so I put the presentation in contrast. One dark and one a little bit, clear, a clearer background. So it's just like if you have maybe a problem with your vision, it can be alternating and it could help somehow to stabilize how you see it, right? And I studied, droplets emitted during respiratory activities, such as cough, sneezing, breathing, and other respiratory activities. So I started the studies in a closed space, and then the last part of the studies was in an open space. Actually, I didn't carry on the studies in open space. I just did some tests, so that maybe if the research continues in the future, it could have characteristics of an open space. So I modeled that computationally, And when I started in 2020, that was at the inception of the pandemic, it was another topic. We were talking about something related to petroleum. I remember acid fracturing. Okay, it's something related to petroleum engineering, or let's say petroleum in general. Nigeria is an oil producing country, and the objective of studying here in Brazil was to study something related to petroleum. But when I came here, my mentality changed, and today I try to avoid courses related to petroleum. Okay, so it was even I was happy when the topic changed. Okay, and the pandemic set in the late 2020s. Okay, no, sorry, in the late 2019, and when it started, there was a demand for studies in that area. So my supervisor switched the topic, and it was really interesting. I started studying, the articles, and started developing some things. And I got to where I got to today. In 3 days, I will present it. You might look for it later. I believe that it would be published. If you are interested in maybe reading about the article, you can find it in one of the, maybe the online libraries of the university. That's Universidade Federal de São Carlos in São Paulo. It's a very good university. So in general, when I started the research, it was a little bit difficult because I wasn't deep into modeling and simulation. I had studied something a little bit different in the master's. It was also modeling and simulation, but not a deeper one. Okay, I use a different model. I remember it was level set, and level set is different from most of the methods that some researchers here in Brazil use. They use the finite volume method, most of them. And you have the regular formulations. For instance, if you are studying individual particles, you can use the Lagrangian formulation. And if you are studying like a large continuous phase, you can use the Eulerian method, okay, of studies. And in this research, we combine the two together because we have a continuous phase, which is the air, and we have the droplet particles that when we cough, they come out. So you study them, both the evaporation, the, 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 the trajectory. What happens to that particle? You can study it individually, okay? So that model is Lagrangian because it accompanies the particle. So the Lagrangian is a little bit expensive computationally, but since you have relatively few particles to study, it becomes feasible to study, right? So I went deeper into that, but let's come back. Okay, let's try to talk a little bit about what is studies in Brazil. It's a good feeling at the moment. I feel like nothing has changed. It's a feeling that you have. I don't know if that would happen to you if you are coming to study here, or if you've already studied. I don't know if it happened with you, but you don't feel that title. Sometimes when you finish as an engineering student, if you graduate, I used to think that you would have a certain feeling. You would feel like, I am an engineer now. I didn't have that feeling. I graduated. You still feel like you're not confident in some things. You remember some things that were difficult while you were studying, and somehow they're important in life. In some sectors, you see them being applied. Sometimes you have that doubt, if you are competent enough, to solve such, or to, let's say, face such problems, right? So it was the same feeling. I had this feeling at the degree at the graduate level. And then I went for my master's. I finished. I still didn't feel like a master, you know. I was still feeling like, but I have the title, you know, but there's no feeling that you're a master now. And the same thing is happening. 3 days to my presentation, I don't feel like, ooh, now I feel the weight, you know, I'm still the same guy. I still have that doubt. I still have that feeling that I'm not capable sufficiently, that insecurity, you know, you still feel that, okay, maybe you can learn more, you know, that's a feeling. So in general, that is how I feel at the moment. I don't feel like, oh, after this one, I'm a doctor, you know. I don't have that feeling. But at the same time, I feel like, okay, I've reached to a level that I need to thank, you know, everything around me, the friends, family, uh, someone who is above, you know, the Almighty. I don't know if I serve Him in the right way, you know, but someone who gives me the energy every day, you know, so that I can wake up and face the challenges, the inspirations, you know, the lecturers, the supervisor, you know, I have fantastic supervisors, you know, they really contributed to the the success of this research. You know, my supervisor was very fantastic. I remember when I got the admission, I was battling between working and studying, right? So I had the chance to study and work. My name was already there. I had been sent an email that I got a vacancy. I in the supplementary list. I think I've spoken about supplementary list in one of my videos where I said because I didn't have a very rich curriculum, I didn't have uh, publications, so that reduces your chance of when placement. If the placement comes out, you see that the people that are placed in maybe the first, second, third position, these are people that have large productivity. They have books, they have articles, they have, you know, qualification is really high. So I had like no publication at that time, just initiação científica, which is something that almost everyone has. So I was on the supplementary list, and since not all of them accepted the vacancy, I was given a slot. So I was called some weeks before the resumption. And I remember that within that period, I was trying to start a lecturing job at my graduate university. I remember I was getting ready, you know, feeling that okay, I might get the chance of becoming a substitute lecturer, but it wasn't possible. You know, there are there were some things that went wrong. Most especially, my degree certificate is in Nigeria, right? So when you finish the PETG program, what they do is they send your certificate to your country, your embassy. So you go there, you sign and pick it up. So I've not traveled to Nigeria since when I finished in 2011. I've not traveled, 2015, sorry. I've not traveled. So that kind of eliminated me, right? I even presented some temporary documents, but they said no, they wanted that particular document, okay? And it wasn't with me. So that was how I lost that opportunity to become a lecturer. And the only alternative I had was to continue to study. And, you know, I had a very good university at hand, the admission. I remember the same day they announced that I wasn't eligible to lecture at the university, that was the closing date for the doctorate. And I remember calling uh, my supervisor some moments before I confirmed the ineligibility. I called her, I told her, well, I'm really sorry. I can't come this time. Maybe next time I'm gonna try, whatever. I gave her some excuses and she said, okay, no problem. The doors are always open, whatever. And then when I went to confirm that I was ineligible to participate, I called her again, please, please help me out. She said, no, no problem. Let's do it. So I scanned my documents. She sent me some list and I scanned them. I sent them. She went and did the registration, and that was how I was in. So what am I trying to say? It's that she really participated. If today I'm graduating, it's because my supervisor was there. She was always there. You send her a message. She doesn't take time. She attends to you, and I'm really grateful. I don't know how to thank her, but it's something that makes you feel happy, and you kind of keep that memory, right? Because some people, they make you who you are, and I really appreciate that. And my co-supervisor too, the same thing. Remember he came in my second year. I spent about a year without a co-supervisor, I think. So the second year when he came, we established another relationship. He was helping me a lot. My supervisor had other students. So somehow he reduced that weight. He helped me in so many things. He's very good at modeling and simulation. And, it was fantastic working with him. It's fantastic working with him because I still work with them. Okay. I'm using a past tense. I'm sorry. But my viewer understands what I'm really saying, right? I'm trying to express myself. So guys, I have spoken a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it looks like, the presentation. As I was telling you, this is how the presentation looks like. Maybe the image you might find a little bit, not the real color. It looks like a black, but it's dark brown. This is dark brown. It's something like this, the color of this logo here. So Universidad Federal de São Carlos, this is the department, the program actually. The department is also chemical engineering. This is the topic. It's in Portuguese. So I'm going to present in Portuguese, but the slides are in English. Okay, so I was permitted to do the presentation. Everything is in English. Okay, so this is how it looks like. I will do some adjustments later so that they become more, how can I say, more, let's say more presentable. Okay, here I will reduce the text. I have to get the ideas. For study reasons, I'm going to leave them like this. So when it's getting close to maybe the presentation day, I will get rid of many texts here, just leave the principle, the main points, but these texts are here to aid me in remembering the points. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Maybe I'll have the equations and then explain the equations. Okay, I have another page. So I'm going to alternate a white background. This is a clear background and a dark background, clear, dark. So it's going to be, I'm going to alternate them this way. So that's how the presentation looks like. It's about 8:09. That's 8:09 p.m. here. That's the local time here in Brazil. Brasilia local time is 8:09 p.m. And at 8 a.m. I'm gonna have this presentation. So hopefully I'm gonna wake up around, I don't know if I'm gonna sleep today. Maybe I might take a nap, just some 2-3 hours in case I feel, sleepy. But in case I don't feel like sleeping, I'm gonna spend the night, see if I can, polish my presentation, make it perfect. So guys, it's less than 8 hours to my presentation, and I am here on my computer. It's gonna be online. I'm gonna put some lighting system here. I think just one is sufficient, and I will put my a webcam here. It's gonna be an online presentation. So I'm giving some final touches to my presentation. I have so many slides. I don't know if time is gonna be sufficient. It's the feeling. I have this mixture. Feeling is not the good one. It's not the best one. Sometimes if you are expecting to, like a day to a travel, or you want to receive someone you've not seen for a long time, or you want to do something cool, the sensation is different from this one. So it's a mixture of fear. Am I ready to present? What's gonna be the reaction? It's a mixture of something, a sensation that it's I don't really like it. Okay, but that's life. I've waited for a long time for this day to come, and let's wait for it to come, and let's see what happens. So, guys, I'm gonna talk to you in the morning. So, guys, I've just finished my defense, and I'm awaiting the results. As you can see, it's a it's a moment of, "Ooh, am I gonna make it or not?" It was really nice. I didn't expect to feel like relax while doing the presentation. So those are my supervisors. It's blurred, but somehow you can see it. Okay. So they are gonna come um, and tell me I am if I'm titled, a doctor or not. Okay. So I don't know if they're gonna tell me. Finally, I have concluded my doctorate defense. I presented it yesterday, specifically 29th of August, 2024. Today is the 30th. That's when I'm making this video. I didn't record anything after anything long to describe how it went. I was really exhausted, so I decided to relax. I visited a couple of friends. We chatted and we had a good time. When I came back, I slept. Today, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. I sent a couple of emails. I chatted with some people who were, trying to communicate to congratulate me, and the rest of the day I slept. So now I decided to make this video. Yes. So you guys are special to me. The channel in general has been kind of a therapy to me. I discovered that sometimes when I get stressed up, I make a video, I post, you guys comment, you talk to me, I feel really good. And that helped me. At the end of the presentation, I was corrected. The corrections were so much that I would have to like take a long time applying them. But I've decided to start the corrections. I wouldn't take, the 2 months I've been given. I will try to apply them in just a month, try to make the whole document presentable, because it's something that would carry my identity. So I believe it's worth investing in. Tomorrow I'm gonna chill with my friends. On Sunday I'm gonna chill with my friends too. And yeah, at the same time I'm gonna walk. Okay, I will walk a little bit and go and chill. In other, when I was doing my building the project, it was exclusive. Or I was walking, or I was here. There was nothing like chilling. Okay, I hardly chilled with my friends, but now I'm gonna spend more time because, yeah, we're human. We need to relate. You cannot isolate yourself and think, oh, this is the best thing. No, you have to work in groups. And talking about working in groups is something that helps you when you are developing your project at the master's and doctorate level. You need to hang out with friends. You need to build a community. You need to create a kind of a network so that you can be very productive. From the network, you are able to produce so many things. This correction, was kind of surprising because we had corrected the text. My supervisors and I, we had corrected the text. We expected that, we had reached a level that was sufficient. We were surprised by the suggestions of some of the examiners. They were kind of bringing up some interesting questions. And it happens when you have different people thinking together. So it means group is important always. Okay, so if you are getting there, trying to do a research, that should be one of the things you should do. Build a community, relate with people, get the information, ask them of their opinions. If you have doubts, ask them about some things. If they know, they're going to tell you, right? So this is the video for today. Okay, so let's see in the next video.